So what about organizations with? Well, I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a political organization, the Hispanic Forum, but I guess we'll just speak in terms of communities. What sort of cross-racial allegiances or anything has happened with the Black community and the Mexican community in Bryan that you've seen? Has there been outside of, like you said, like personally growing up and that sort of thing? But I mean, as a city, what sort of has there been efforts to?
There have been. There have been. There's a couple of, at least one that I know of. But just let me. It has nothing to do with your question, but just an observation that comes from me. In my life, Hispanics and African Americans have always been allies in the war of civil rights. It started with Martin Luther King. A Hispanic can easily see, well, what affects them today is going to affect me tomorrow, so we need to be like that. And they were throughout the Southwest, California, and surely the South. And Cesar Chavez, same thing. I think Cesar, I'm almost certain Cesar and Martin Luther King probably embraced each other, for the cause of civil justice and civil rights. So, in my mind, we've always been allies in that battle. So that's the point I want to make. But here recently, what I've been a part of, and I give a lot of credit to Councilman Rafael Peña. He's the councilman for District 2 in Bryan. It used to be an African American district. It still is predominantly, but he won it over an African American. In a way, District 1, which is the district that I represent in the city of Bryan, was designed to be won in many ways by Hispanic, because of the predominant population, the dominant population in that area is Hispanic. Makes sense. District 2, African American. Makes sense. This year or last year, Councilman Peña won an African American district, and he's Hispanic. But it's only because the previous councilman, who was an African American, really didn't listen to the issues that were important to the African American community. And so Councilman Peña was able to come in and win it because he's a better candidate as well. Mm-hmm. So what he started and what we both started at the same time, but he had it there at the African American Museum. We started our monthly town hall meeting, and I used to have mine at the library. I had about 3 at the library, and he had his at the African American Museum. And so we decided, because he was getting more people than I were at his than I was at mine, said, you know what, Councilman, let me join you over there. And so what we've started is a monthly town hall meeting at the African American Museum that brings the Hispanic district and the African American district together to discuss local issues pertaining to city services and government. So that's something that we do. Mm-hmm. Something that I think that Hispanics have done, Hispanic Forum, we give out scholarships, and we give a few out to African American students if they qualify. And there's many good ones out there. And so we've extended that hand of friendship to the African American community as well. But then we do the same for the Anglo community as well. Mm-hmm. But the majority of the students that we give to are Hispanic. Mm-hmm. Something else, we constantly participate in marches, only to the extent that there's still marches, or like a Juneteenth mm-hmm. celebration. They'll have a parade, from one side of town to the other in the African American community, or the Martin Luther King birthday march. We'll join in that and walk with them mm-hmm. down the street.
Is that something new, or
no? It's been going on for decades.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Something that I know about today, or I've known that they've done it a couple of times. I think the African American community is doing this one. They give out school supplies to mm-hmm. students, and some local businesses I think are headlining this. But Irma Colley, who is the African American County Commissioner, mm-hmm. has sent out information that there'll be I think giving immunizations and some other stuff and school supplies, to local Hispanic, African American, low-income students. So that's one thing we do as a community.
Okay.
That's about all I can think of right now as far as joint venture type stuff between the African and Hispanic community. I'm sure there's a lot more that could be done, and there probably is going to be a lot more done. But right now, we're a city in transition. We're the power structure that's been in power in the city of Bryan for about the last 40, 50 years is now being challenged by people like myself, Councilman Pena, and a good man representing District 4, Councilman Sutherland. We're all independent thinkers. We're not part of the establishment, the groupthink type mindset on city council, the majority, which is the majority on council. We're challenging the status quo. And so we're not liked very much. We're not rubber stamps for what they do. It's todo para allá y nada para acá. Everything over there, nothing over here. And we don't like that. We're not going to stand for that anymore. And we can do something about it. We're going to do something about it. And we're going to raise hell. And we're going to fight for what we think is ours, what we think is right, for what we give our tax dollars for, And so and this is something I learned at Pan Am, from my college professors, political science professors. People in power don't like to lose power.
Right.
They don't like to give up power. So I represent change to the power structure. Not just me. Good Councilman Rafael Pena or Mike Sutherland. And so it's okay. What am I going to do? Get scared? Am I going to be afraid? No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, that's a running joke that Councilman Pena and I have. We met with somebody and I asked him, Councilman Pena, you weren't scared, were you? He said, no, I wasn't scared. And so now he tells me, Councilman, you're not scared, are you? No, I'm not scared. We're fighters. We have broad shoulders, strong backs, and we're right. We'll work with you if you want to work with us. But the days of when you can dictate where all the money's going to be spent and us not have a say, you may still get your way because you have 4 votes and we only have 3. But we're exposing them for the just harboring special interest of themselves and their friends. Forget you blacks and forget you Mexicans. Get what you can, or you'll take what we give you.
Right. And don't complain.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't complain. Yeah. And we have kicked its ass. We don't play that. As Homie the Clown, was it Homie the Clown that said that? Homie don't play that.